Tiger Tank 1, 2, however you call me, I don't really care. And today I have kind of a topic that I wanted to talk about for the last few days. Now, I don't really know if I'm addressing this issue the correct way, or if it even is an issue, but I'd say I'd love to hear you guys' opinion, and I just want to put it out there on the forums, you know, and in the YouTube community, and see if anyone else feels the same way as I am. What I'm talking about today is the problematic of the rental tank, and it's not the idea of giving out the rental tanks that I find is problematic. I'm finding the way that they're giving out rental tanks is kind of problematic. Right now, World of Tanks in North America, they gave out premium rental tanks to players, I think the last few days, and they have 10 days to play these rental tanks. That is, in all fairness, a very good thing. I love that Wargaming are giving out rental tanks for people to play, premium vehicles that they can get some credits on, you know, and they can play them for 10 days, get as many credits as they want, and they don't have to pay anything for it. I think that's a very good deal. Actually, I just completely forgot to start the replay. I'm sorry about that. But the problem is that they kind of jumbled the Tier 8 matchmaking even more. And we all know how Tier 8 matchmaking is in a very kind of solemn, bad state still. There are so many premium tanks. You can see right here, this is a Tier 9 match. I'm playing the VK4502B. It's almost fully loaded, except for the turret that is still stock, so I cannot fix the biggest gun on it, but it's very, very competitive still, because it has a Tier 9 gun with 222mm of pen, and if that is not enough, I'm just gonna load some APCR rounds that do 285mm just easily right through the front of any Tier 10 heavy tank or tank destroyer. But that's not going to be the topic here. You can see that there are a lot of premium tanks in this game. If we count, the T-28 is not a premium tank, no. So one standard tank, Scorpion G is a premium tank, yes. RHM is no premium tank, so two non-premium, one premium. Then E4, the T-26, premium tank, Pershing non-premium. Lorraine 40T, twice premium tank, so we have come up on a total of 5 premium tanks up until now. Then, moving on, actually no, wait, that's, I counted the RHM as a premium tank as well, so actually, I'm sorry, it's just 4 premium tanks up until now. I thought like the RHM and the T-28 were premiums. Yeah, I was not very good at math. I'm just kidding. The T-34 is a premium tank as well, so 5 premium tanks. Somo SM is a premium tank, 6 premium tanks, and the rest are standard tanks. That's 6 premium tanks in Tier 9 and Tier 8 matchmaking in one match on one side of the team. That's basically a bit more than 1/3 of the entire team. On the enemy team, it looks rather similar. I'd say, okay, there are some more. Actually, we can count that as well. The Löwe, 1, the T-34, 2, the FV, 3, the Lorraine, 4, the Mutz, 5, and the T-25, 6. The other ones are all non-premium vehicles. So, yeah, premium tanks in this game are, or have a big standpoint. I know Tier 8 premiums have been very unbalanced for a very, very long time, and they're still adding new premium tanks, new Tier 8s that are very, very powerful, like the Somo SM, and obviously matchmaking hasn't been working out very well. So what happens when people get Tier 8 premium tanks that they have never played in, or like kind of vehicles they have never played in? Well, they kind of don't know how to play them, and they just suicide immediately. And that might sound very stupid and arrogant for me to say, but it's like they kind of destroy the entire meta of Tier 8. When you're playing Tier 8, it's just not a lot of fun when half of your team are people who obviously aren't at fault here, because they get a premium tank, they want to obviously play it, but they don't really know how to play it, so they don't do very well in it. And then you kind of are in a position that you're not going to have a lot of fun, because your team is just going to do very badly when you have several of these players. Now, I'm not saying that Wargaming should just not hand out these test vehicles, you know, these premium Rant vehicles. No, I think they should hand them out, but with a system. Because obviously some of these people already own premium tanks. Then they should get a premium tank that they don't own to rent. Obviously that's given. But when people are new to this game, they don't have a tier 8 yet, and they are getting a premium tier 8, they might get overwhelmed with the difference in the tier, because all of a sudden you're playing against tier 8s and a lot of times against tier 10 tanks, and you're gonna have a bad time with those tier 8s. It's gonna be a lot of frustration for you, your team, and basically everyone who's playing with you. So the enemy team is obviously going to be excited and thrilled that there is someone who doesn't really know how to play their tank on the enemy team, but that is not the point. I think what wargaming should do is, when you are new to this game and you have tier 8 tanks and a certain tech tree already researched, you should get a premium tank of that tech tree of that nation, right? So let's say I have the T32. So what would be the closest to a T32 regarding nation and play style? Well, I'd say the closest to the T32 would be the T34, because they obviously will not give out the T26, no, the Patriot tank, because that would just kind of be way too overpowered for even the new guys. So they give out the T34 to the people who own the T32 already and have some knowledge on how to play the T32. But it doesn't really work out if you're like a light tank driver and all of a sudden Wargaming is giving you rental tank on the Scorpion G. And you're playing the Scorpion G, but you've never played a tank destroyer at tier 8. You've never played a tank destroyer at tier 6. So how are you going to do well in the Scorpion G when you don't know how to play it? People are going to be really upset with you because you're not going to be supporting your team the way you should. And that's just kind of an issue that I think might come up with these rental tanks. People are already moaning when there are guys out there who buy those tier 8 premium tanks but don't know how to play them. And there are already voices getting louder, or like loud every time they have something like that. That people just kind of buy the tier 8s, don't know how to play any of the premium tanks, or don't know the tier, and then just kind of play miserably and destroy the balance of the team. Now, I think that's kind of unfair. I know everyone starts at one point, everyone has to get the chance to play those tanks. I mean, I know it's annoying when you have someone who is playing a tier 8 and has never played a tier 8 and is like only at tier 5 or something like that, and it doesn't really work out, but you cannot say to Wargaming or to the people to, you know, not allow them to buy the tank, because that's just not going to work. So we have to have another kind of method on how to educate these people how to play these tanks. Because basically, I mean, it all reminds me of, you know, that old saying, teach a man how to fish and he'll be able to, you know, provide his family all day long or all his life. But if you catch the fish for him, he's going to be dependent on you. So how about we teach these guys how to play these tier 8 light tanks and medium tanks and premium tanks, and sometimes I think you should even give them a bit of, you know, of time. You should give them time, obviously. But that's just the way I see it. I think that these rental tanks, the idea of giving out rental tanks is a great way of allowing people to test out premium tanks. But I think at the same time, they are kind of destructive in their way of handling those things. Because if you give them out to people who already have experience with that certain tank type, I think it shouldn't be a problem. And we shouldn't really judge these people immediately by how they are playing. But still, it is an issue that I think needs to be addressed. Because premium tanks and tier 8 matchmaking is already a very, very weird experience, especially for newer guys like that. I remember my first time getting to a tier 8, like when I was playing this game back in the days when there was no like 2-tier max system. I was playing my M4 Sherman against E100s and mouse tanks. That was absolutely no fun. A tier 5 against a tier 10 those matches, thankfully, are in the past, but that's the way sometimes it feels for some tier 8 players playing against tier 10s. And yeah, I think that just needs to be addressed, because obviously it kind of ruins a bit the idea of a rental tank. Even if you're giving out a rental tank for maybe a guy who only has tier 7s or tier 6 tanks, how about you give him some tier 6 or tier 7 rental tanks? And then they can play those and, you know, work on getting those tier 8s. Or how about, I'm not sure, I think it would be an awesome system where in this game everyone can get one tier 8 premium for free if they have played this and that amount of time in this game and played this and that amount of games in this kind of class or tier or nation. And I mean, I would do it like, you know, giving out, for example, you're playing your American medium tanks, and you're reaching the Pershing, and once you reach the Pershing, having it fully unlocked and, I don't know, 10 or 20,000 XP on top of it, you're going to get a tier 6 or tier 7 premium tank, or even a tier 8 medium premium tank, or the ability to actually unlock one of those tanks. I think that would be a great option for all the people involved. Then the people would have one premium tank that they can, you know, go back to and don't have to buy any more premium vehicles. And I think that would be a fair system. But as always, I'd love to hear your guys' opinion. I might have gotten a little bit out of control here with my thoughts, but still, I think it's very important to address these issues. So, as always, I hope you guys did enjoy, and I'll see you guys in the next one.